Thanks for joining us tonight. I'm Parker Davis.
And I'm Serenity Prophet. Welcome to Newswatch.
Counties across southeast Ohio are under a severe thunderstorm watch with the risk of intense winds and even hail.
Forecaster Rachel Grant joins us with the latest projections on the storm and what you need to know to stay safe.
Thank you, Serenity and Parker. We are under a severe thunderstorm watch until 8 p.m. tonight, with Monroe, Washington, and Athens County under a flash flood warning until 8:45 p.m. So that's this yellow that you're seeing across the screen here, covering most of the southeastern counties. But let's take a quick look at the radar. We are seeing a little bit of rain coming through from the west right now. We're catching a break from it at the moment, but we are seeing a lot more heavier rain coming through in the next hour. So be prepared for this to come through within the next hour to 2 hours come through, but we are thankfully going to be out of this by tomorrow morning. But as we are at a slight risk of severe weather and marginal risk for flooding, we do have some risks that we have to keep in mind going into the next few hours here. The first thing we're going to look at is damaging wind gusts. This is going to be gusts up to 20 miles per hour we'll be seeing in the next few hours. And even though that sounds pretty low, especially when comparing to driving to a car, that's pretty severe. That can bring tree branches falling down on cars and even onto streets, and that's very, very dangerous for us here. The next thing is isolated flash flooding for our area, and quarter-size hail we'll be seeing is likely to come. But we're going to dive into more as to what tomorrow and the rest of Easter weekend is going to look like in my weather forecast. For now, we're going back to Serenity.
Thanks, Rachel. The Artemis II crew is all set to take off from the Kennedy Space Center in Florida and head to the moon.
The mission will mark the first time in more than 50 years that NASA is sending astronauts to deep space. NASA is sending 4 crew members: Commander Reed Wiseman, pilot Victor Glover, mission specialist Christina Cook, and mission specialist Jeremy Hansen of the Canadian Space Agency. Cook says she hopes the mission will inspire a new period of space exploration.
It is our strong hope that this mission is the start of an era where every person on Earth can look at the moon and think of it as also a destination.
The full flight is expected to last 10 days and will take the astronauts 250,000 miles into space. This is the first crewed mission in NASA's Artemis series, and officials hope it will get them one step closer to building a base on the moon.
Congress might be one step closer to reopening the Department of Homeland Security.
House Speaker Mike Johnson announced just hours ago House Republicans will sign onto the Senate bill to end the partial government shutdown. In a joint statement published with Senate Majority Leader John Thorne, Johnson said the deal will fund DHS for the next 3 years.
Democrats in Congress have yet to respond to the announcement. This is the longest partial government shutdown in history, lasting 46 days.
Athens votes on the new income tax May 5th. Officials and locals worry about the engagement on the crucial issue to the city's future. Report Charlie Ebenfeld.
Three people are dead, including an infant, after a house fire in Lancaster early this morning. First responders arrived at 655 East 5th Avenue around 1 a.m. Officers were able to rescue a 5-year-old girl and downstairs neighbor, but not the girl's parents or younger brother. It is unclear what caused the fire. The Lancaster Fire Department has yet to release an official report on the incident. A Morgan County man faces charges after officers found explicit videos involving children on his phone. 26-year-old Anthony Clifford of Malta, Ohio, is charged with 3 counts of pandering obscenity, which are second-degree felonies. Additional charges will be presented to a grand jury in the future.
Athens votes on a new income tax May 5th. Officials and locals worry about engagement on the crucial issue to the city's future. Reporter Charlie Ebenfeld has the story.
It was lower than I was expecting. You know, I'm not going to kind of mince words with that.
Few people came to a town hall last night to hear Athens' proposal for a new income tax. Athens Mayor Steve Patterson says the failure of an income tax could result in a permanent hiring freeze, fewer city services, and could further strain city employees. The city is fighting rising healthcare costs, and if the income tax fails, jobs opened by the recent retirement incentive could remain permanently unfilled.
We obviously don't want to reduce services. We don't want to have delays or things take longer. It's not to fund new projects or to expand things. It's just to continue maintaining what we already expect and enjoy as a community.
As for locals who did attend, the frustration with a lack of engagement is palpable. Aaron Thomas, a local business owner, urges residents to start thinking about how they want to leave Athens.
I love Athens. I love being around Athens. It's probably one of the best places I've ever been. I want other people my age to start thinking about that. You can't sit there and complain on Facebook. You can't be a keyboard warrior if you're not showing up at the meetings. You got to show up and show face and ask real questions to your council members.
Reporting for Newswatch, I'm Charlie Ehlenfeld in Athens.
While attendance in person was sparse, the live stream has been viewed over 1,500 times on Facebook, though only 29 times on the city's YouTube channel. Officials encourage residents with questions to reach out.
Athens is getting another cannabis dispensary, but it comes as a new state law is forcing some hemp stores to close.
The Landing Dispensary held their grand opening today. Newswatch reporter Donovan Varney joins us now in the studio with the details.
Yeah, Parker and Serenity, the fourth dispensary location has opened its doors today off of East State Street in that same plaza as Aldi. This comes just days after Senate Bill 56 went into effect, tightening hemp regulations and forcing some businesses to shut down. The Landing Dispensary's opening comes just days after popular hemp-derived cannabis store Buddy's Lounge closed its doors on Court Street. Senate Bill 56 went into effect on March 20th, creating stricter regulations on hemp products sold in stores. Those changes forced businesses like Buddy's to close down. At the same time, the regulated cannabis business continues to grow, with Athens now home to 4 different dispensaries. The new law also set a statewide cap of 400 dispensary licenses, limiting future expansion across Ohio. For some residents, the loss of their local option is already being felt.
Honestly, it's really sad. I was really sad to see Buddy's go. They've been here for a while, and it's just I don't know, it's really disappointing to have to see another business, a small business, close on Court, especially after, I feel like so many have been coming in and out lately.
The Landing Dispensary's Athens location marks their 7th licensed location statewide, making them one of the biggest chains in the state. As of today, the new Landing Dispensary location marks Ohio's 208th dispensary license, according to the Ohio Department of Commerce. That is over half of the new statewide limit. Reporting for Newswatch, I'm Donovan Varney, live in studio.
A Morgan County man faces charges after officers found explicit videos involving children on his phone. 26-year-old Anthony Clifford of Malta, Ohio, is charged with Coming up, President Trump makes a historic appearance while oral arguments start for a Supreme Court case challenging birthright citizenship.
In chaos over construction, President Trump's East Wing ballroom hits another snag of the middle of its demolition.
And we are keeping track of what is happening out west with the rain. Find out when the next round of rain is happening after the break.
The American Revolution is usually described as a heroic struggle taking place on American soil. But that's only half the story. There's an untold version, the British perspective. I'm reinvestigating one of the most explosive breakups in history. I'm going to re-examine the original evidence and ask if things could have been different.
Tuesday at 9 on WOUB.
Can you feel the moment?
The American Revolution changed the world.
Where the story unfolds.
Everybody had the sense of possibility worth fighting for.
What took place here still leaves us in awe.
We can work towards equality together.
Wow, this is the missing piece.
Incredible.
To confront these figures from ancient history is a great privilege.
Our history tells us who we are, where we came from, and it's all connected.
Like links in a chain.
Like links in a chain.
Yeah.
All I can do is say thank you.
Wow, this is phenomenal.
I'm really grateful for this.
Thanks to viewers like you, we've been able to tell America's stories on this PBS station. Help us continue to tell these stories now and for future generations by including this station in your charitable plans.
Supporting this PBS station through a gift of stock is easy. To find out more, call the number on your screen or visit this website. Thank you.
A historic day at the U.S. Supreme Court that could change the definition of U.S. citizenship. The case revolves around President Trump's attempt to limit automatic birthright citizenship as the president himself was in attendance. Karen Kafa is in Washington with the details.
U.S. Solicitor General John Sauer making the Trump administration's case to the U.S. Supreme Court that the 14th Amendment of the Constitution was intended to grant citizenship to the children of freed slaves, not immigrants in the country illegally.
Unlike the newly freed slaves, those visitors lack direct and immediate allegiance to the United States.
The case stemming from a challenge to Trump's executive order signed in January 2025, restricting the right of people born in the U.S. to be U.S. citizens. It's since been blocked by lower courts. Trump made an unprecedented appearance at the court, a first for a sitting U.S. president, but left during plaintiff arguments made by Cecilia Wang, National Legal Director of the American Civil Liberties Union, who laid out what's potentially at stake.
Thousands of American babies will immediately lose their citizenship. And if you credit the government's theory, the citizenship of millions of Americans, past, present, and future, could be called into question.
Chief Justice John Roberts pressed Sauer on what he described as quirky arguments, leaning on narrow exceptions to exclude a much larger group from birthright citizenship.
And then you expand it to the whole class of illegal aliens are here in the country. I'm not quite sure how you can get to that big group from such tiny and sort of idiosyncratic examples.
Justice Ketanji Brown Jackson expressed skepticism about the government's practical implementation.
How does this work? Are you suggesting that when a baby is born, people have to have documents, present documents? Is this happening in the delivery room?
Sauer said that parents would have the opportunity to dispute denials of their children's citizenship. In Washington, I'm Karen Kafa.
A federal judge halts construction of Trump's White House ballroom in the latest string of controversy over its construction. The ruling has blocked Trump from moving forward with any more with construction on a massive new ballroom on the former site of the White House East Wing. The judge said without congressional authorization, quote, construction has to stop. But Trump argues he doesn't need congressional approval because it's being funded by private donations. The Trump administration has previously said it will appeal any decision that delays the project. Stepping outside this morning, it was beautiful. The sun was shining. I was enjoying a walk around in Athens, and all of a sudden, the rain. Terrible.
Yes. Yeah,
absolutely
so
terrible.
Yes, and unfortunately, we're going to have to get used to that as we're going to see multiple rounds of rain coming into tonight. We are under a flash flood warning, as we're seeing at the radar right now. That's covering Athens, Monroe, and Washington County. This is in effect until 8:45 p.m. tonight. Everyone else that's shaded in yellow, we're under a severe thunderstorm watch. This is in effect until 8 p.m. tonight. And the three main risks that we are seeing with these warnings and watches is damaging wind gusts up to 20 miles per hour, quarter-size hail is likely, and intensified flash flooding. And that's exactly why we're under that flash flood warning until 8:45 p.m. tonight. But taking a look at our satellite and radar right now, we're seeing a lot of rain coming through. Look at all this rain coming through Indiana right now, and it's just fizzling out getting into Ohio. And for us, we're just catching the little bit of brief remnants of those moderate to heavy rain. So it's not really going to be consistent necessarily over a long period of time. It's going to be a little bit choppy, but we'll be seeing that for the next few hours though. So it's going to be important to keep that umbrella nearby, and it's important to actually stay indoors, especially with damaging wind gusts and hail and even flash flooding. Really prone for areas that are in low-lying areas or anywhere near any bodies of water or any rivers as well. But today though, we did see a little bit of sunshine going into this morning. It was nice, it was warm, a little bit humid, and we did hit 80 degrees for our high today. But tonight, that's where we're going to see most of the showers and thunderstorms really coming through. 57 for our low tonight. Showers are very likely with thunderstorms. We are under a slight risk of thunderstorm warnings for the next 8 hours or so, but going into tomorrow, no need to worry about that slight risk. We're also under marginal risk for flash flooding as well, again supporting that flash flood warning we are in. Tomorrow though, no need to worry about most of the flooding. Most of those risks should pass by overnight, but for tomorrow, seeing that high of 84, it's going to feel muggy even though we're going to see some thunderstorms in the morning and a little bit at night. We will be catching a break, so it won't fully be a washout tomorrow with that high of 84 and thunderstorms likely. But the next 12 hours or so, that's where we're going to see most of this pass by. By around midnight, should be a little bit spotty, and heading into tomorrow morning, that's where we're going to see a little bit of our break that we're going to need from the rain for the next few days, though. But here's all this rain clearing out now by midnight. That's we're going to start to catch a break, and it'll be a nice start to our Thursday morning. So even though we're seeing a little bit of rain on the radar here for tomorrow morning at 7 a.m., don't need to worry about that for the start of our day. By tomorrow night, though, that's where we're really going to catch a break, maybe a couple showers or so throughout the day on Thursday evening by around 7 p.m. Friday and Saturday for our Easter weekend, that's where we're going to see most of this rain coming through. It's going to be around the lighter side for Friday morning at 7 a.m. But Friday night is where we're going to see most of that come through as well. Here's most of it coming through with that cold front. And for our 3-day outlook, it's just going to be rain for the start of our Easter weekend. Happy to say it's in the 80s though, and it's warmer than we have been seeing. But again, heading into Easter itself, high of 57, so a little bit of a dip down, but the sunshine does return heading into next week. So just multiple rounds of rain to come through before Easter, and a nice Easter is in sight for us on Sunday.
Drug Administration approves a new GLP-1 pill for weight loss. The drug called Foundayo is the second pill form GLP-1 drug approved by the FDA. Unlike the shot form, the pill can be taken anytime without restrictions on food or water. In clinical trials, patients taking the highest dose of Foundayo lost about 12% of their body weight over 18 months. The drug is expected to be available for home delivery starting next week. First, GLP-1 medications were taken for diabetes control, but now people are using them for weight loss. A group of eye doctors urging cautions about potential risk. Mandy Gaither has the details on these drugs and how it can harm your eyesight.
It's a weapon in demand for the battle against obesity. GLP-1 medications can be highly effective for losing weight, and more patients are turning toward them.
But because so many people have added this as a weight loss management treatment, we of course have seen more and more things come about as a result of taking it long term.
Dr. Jackie Bowen with the American Optometric Association says that these are great medications, but patients should stay vigilant. While it's rare, she says doctors are seeing a small rise in something called ischemic optic neuropathy in people taking GLP-1 drugs. It's a condition where the blood supply to the optic nerve is lowered or cut off completely, leading to a loss of vision, usually in one eye.
We also have been observing in diabetics and in patients who are at risk for wet macular degeneration that there's an increased risk of retinopathy or bleeding or fluid retention on the retina when these medications are added to the routine.
Before going on GLP-1 drugs, Bowen says to have a comprehensive eye exam with an optometrist, then follow up about 1 month after starting the medication and every year after that. Once you're on the medication, she says to also watch out for red flags, including fuzzy vision in one eye or a smudge in the middle of your vision and diminished color vividness.
Any sudden change, even if it doesn't hurt and it's not really messing up your day, do report that to your optometrist so we can get you in and take a look and make sure everything's fine.
For Health Minute, I'm Mandy Gaither.
Be sure to stay tuned to hear about Ohio football's 2026 spring football game that was just announced a few hours ago. Plus, baseball takes a late victory over Marshall in an exciting finish. Next in sports, OU announced Newswatch will return in 2 minutes, but until then, be sure to follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube to stay up to date on all the news in Southeast Ohio.
Isn't that amazing, that noise?
Life on Earth. This is an almost sacred place.
It's about to go down.
The wildlife just take over.
The age of discovery is now.
It's a journey like no other.
Everyone is getting involved in this. You'll see a kaleidoscope of color. It's like magic.
My hands are shaking.
I think I just fell in love.
So, Dad, who in our family had short arms and legs?
Yeah, Lila was like that. Then there's my mother.
Do you think there have been dwarfs in the past?
Not that I'm aware of, but we have a tendency in that direction.
People like us get described as disproportionate, even though we have lovely proportions.
What does it mean to liberate your body?
I guess that's what I'm trying to figure out.
Monday at 10 on WOUB.
We wanted to honor Holocaust survivors artistically through songs.
They came together to tell survivors' stories through music.
Music was very important in my life. I don't think I would have survived if I didn't have music.
The result was a concert of healing and celebration.
Music is what really tells the heart part of the story.
We remember Songs of Survivors.
Thursday at 10 on WOUB.
I'm Eli Baxter here with your sports. Now it isn't fall, but there is always excitement for some action on the gridiron. Just a few hours ago, Bobcat football announced the time and date for their 2026 spring game at Peden Stadium. The game will take place on April 18th with a kickoff time of 11 a.m. Fans can begin entering the stadium just 30 minutes prior to grab a sneak peek of the Bobcats roster for next season. Now with it being spring, that also means some action on the diamond. Yesterday evening, Ohio baseball took a late win against Marshall after Will Henson home run in the 9th. Before that, the Bobcats were able to get out to an early lead. Starting in the 4th inning, Tyler Stack grounded out but was able to drive in a run. Just an inning later, Cameron Boyd added to the lead with a solo shot. Marshall would tie it up in the 6th and then again in the 7th, but Henson closed the door on the Thundering Herd with a 2-run bomb in the top of the 9th. This weekend, they will face a tough Kent State squad here in Athens. Not only do the Flashes have a 20-7 record, but with also multiple quality wins against top-ranked opponents. The Flashes have a series of wins over Tennessee, who was ranked 13th at the time, and they also have a 8-5 win over Ohio State just a few weeks ago. The Flashes are currently just trailing Ball State in the MAC standings, while Ohio is second to last with a 3-9 conference record. In the MLB, the Cincinnati Reds lost to Paul Skeens and the Pittsburgh Pirates 8-3 just earlier today. The Pirates got out to an early lead and never looked back to take the series win. In the first inning, O'Neill Cruz went deep to right field on a 407-foot homer that drove in Brian Reynolds and Marcell Ozuna to give the Pirates a 3-0 lead. The Reds would narrow the lead in the 6th to just 1 as Eugenio Suarez would send himself and Sal Stewart around the bases after a home run of his own. But the Pirates would use a 4-run 9th inning to seal their victory and get back to 500 on the young season. Reynolds, who crossed the plate earlier in the day, would trot around the bases once more after his 413-foot dinger to right field. The Guardians will also look to take a series victory tonight against the reigning World Series champions, the LA Dodgers. Cleveland and LA have split the first 2 games of the series. The Guardians will be without star rookie Chase DeLauter after he took a foul ball to the knee just last night. DeLauter already has 4 home runs on the season, which includes 6 hits and 22 at-bats. Los Angeles is expecting temperatures in the upper 50s for tonight's game that will begin at 8:20. And golf legend Tiger Woods will not play in this year's Masters. As of today, the prestigious tournament website no longer lists Woods among the players. Woods is now listed on the website under past champions not playing. In a statement yesterday, Woods said he was stepping away from golf indefinitely to seek treatment following his rollover accident and DUI arrest in Florida last week. Woods said he recognizes the seriousness of his situation and needs to focus on his health. That's all for sports. Let's send it back to Parker and Serenity.
Still ahead, did you get pranked today? See how local groups around Athens celebrated April Fool's Day.
And no jokes about tonight's weather. We're still seeing another round of rain coming through. More on that when Newswatch returns.
We'll be right back after the break, but until then, here's a look at what's coming up next on WOUB.
Our planet is changing fast. Some regions are becoming inhospitable. Others are transformed.
Our biggest concern was, would nature pull back all that she's lost?
Every animal on Earth is trying to adapt to this new world. This is a journey to discover our new world.
Tonight at 10 on WOUB.
Hiding right under our noses, there are secret worlds that come to life. Now, on this rapidly changing planet, discover how people are finding new ways to live alongside nature. That could help the next generation create real change. A shared planet is a better home for all of us.
Isn't that amazing, that noise?
Life on Earth. This is an almost sacred place.
CasualWorks was not designed, created, or maintained by people who studied disability. They're people who studied opportunity. If a person has very limited movement and can make little teeny circles, there's a place for you. The idea of workers contorting themselves to a job is one business model. Our business model is that the job responds to the worker.
It's April Fool's Day, and local groups around Athens really got into the pranking spirit. Hotbox Chicken announced their latest addition to the menu, the new deep-fried chicken head, while the Athens County Dog Shelter showcased the latest addition to the pound, which is definitely not a coyote. Those are some pretty clever, pretty interesting pranks. Did you guys get pranked today or pull any pranks yourself?
No, I didn't. Did you?
No, you know what? It was a busy day. I didn't have time, but I normally love April Fools.
Yeah, and this weather today is no joke. We're seeing sunshine this morning and then rain tonight, and especially for looking at tonight. Showers are really expected to pick up for this evening. Low of 57 for us here in Athens. Still under that severe thunderstorm warning until 8 p.m. tonight and flash flood warning until 8:45 p.m. So keep that in mind heading into this evening, though. And for Friday, Thursday, and Saturday as well, we're still seeing showers. Thankfully, Easter is looking relatively nice. So it's going to be humid for the next few days. Easter's supposed to be relatively nice, though, high of 57. And then we're going to start to see lots of sunshine to come through next week. So just got to get through multiple rounds of rains coming through for the next few days and even tonight as well. And then it'll be nice and sunny and relatively cool heading into next week.
Well, that does it for our broadcast this evening. Thank you so much for watching. For Rachel Grant and Eli Baxter, I'm Parker Davis.
And I'm Serenity Prophet. Stay tuned for the PBS NewsHour coming up next. Have a great night.